Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a long time, but it's good to be back on the channel. Good to be bringing you the latest content once again. Today we're going to be taking a look at Sri Lanka's latest series against Zimbabwe. Prashant, what do you think about that series?
Well, Samir, a series which I would say was an inconsistent series for both teams, but Sri Lanka got over the line. And Sri Lanka's top order was a big failure because they had the firepower in the top order. They had Kusal Mendes, Avishka, Fernando, but unfortunately they didn't fire. So top order is a big concern. There's a T20 World Cup coming up, and they have to look into it and work out the opening. They have to work out the opening pair because Pathum Nissanka could not play due to injury, and also Kusal Pereira missed the series due to some personal reasons, and he's now due to his being an inspector of police. So, Samir, it's a bit of a concern, right? How do you feel about this?
I agree with you when you say I think this series, the top order was a bit of a mess. I think there was a lot of chopping and changing. We had three combinations across the series, which isn't what you sort of want. Um, and Kusal Mendes opening for me was a bit of a surprise when he's been one of your premier middle order players. Why all of a sudden, he's pushed up to open? When Rohit Sharma is injured, you don't see Virat Kohli open in the batting. You've got a good club system of openers in line who they can try out. Jaiswal, Gaikwad, Kishan, Rahul, Gill. There's tons of opening options for them. And so I think that's one of the bigger problems. I think the club system is failing. And, Pathum Nisanka injured. That's unfortunate. Kusal Pereira, like he was attending a police event instead of playing for his national team. I'm not really sure why our cricketers are now involved with the police. We've got some involved with the army. It's something I can't really understand. So I think mismanagement of players, mismanagement of resources, but it is what it is. Um, what about the middle order? There were a few highlights there, wasn't there? Some good players this time
Yeah,
around.
Samir. Yeah, Janit Lianage uh, Janit Lianage is an option.
Mm.
He played a brilliant knock in the second ODI 95 at a crucial stage, and he is a bowler as well. He can
Okay.
do a bit of bowling. So Janit Lianage is someone to watch for the future, and they should keep him playing. And they shouldn't, if he has a bad performance, and they shouldn't drop him. Uh, this is a problem with Sri Lanka cricket. Uh,
That's true.
when players fail one or two matches, they're dropped from the series. For example, I can tell you, uh, take Jeffrey Van Der Stere. He
Yes.
picked up 4 wickets, I think, in the second ODI, yeah,
Okay.
and he was dropped. Wanindu Hasaranga came in, so it's a bit of a concern when Jeffrey Van Der Stere performed well and
Although
was
Hasaranga
there,
picked seven
picked up
wickets in that
four.
match.
Yeah, Hasaranga picked 7 wickets in that match. Yeah, but I'm just thinking, uh, yeah, Hasaranga picked 7 wickets, but just think and see if it was if you're doing this change a team against like Australia, India, then it would have been a major
Different
concern.
story.
There could
Exactly.
have been
That's
chances of
true.
we losing the game. Yeah, different stories, Samir.
I think you
Yeah.
look at the series right across the
Uh,
board. Like you said, Janit Lianage, Charit Asalanka did well. And you had your lower order batters, Dasun Shanaka played some cameos. Then in the T20s, Angela Matthews was playing a few cameos. Out of nowhere, he's back in the T20 side. And then we had the bowlers. Once again, our bowlers seem to bat better than our top order. So, it was a lot of
yeah,
lower order batting. That's the disappointment, I think.
Samir, you
Now,
got to give it up to Dushmanta Chamira. Man, he's batting like a proper top order batsman. The shots he's playing, and the way he thinks, and to keep that flow going with his batting, it will be very handy. And he has been playing very well. Where
That is true.
when it comes to Kusal Mendes, the problem with him is, that he is reaching to a wide ball which is bowled at the off stump. Yeah, wide ball off stump, and I feel there's a problem mentally as well. Yeah, see, he's a good player, but then he has to rectify these mistakes. These are basics, Samir, in cricket. Why go chase at a wide ball? When you can just leave it alone.
Yeah, true. Maybe our players could benefit from some, mental health coaching as well instead of just having batting, bowling coaches. Maybe we can get in a few mental health coaches, a few fitness coaches. I think we need to look at different options now. Think
Well, the
something
way
wrong.
the way things are going, yes, I would say. But Samir, thing is this, Samir, this chopping and changing also has been a major issue in the Sri Lankan cricket team.
Mm.
Man management is also uh, not working out. There's a big lack. There's something lacking in man management there. We have
Ah,
been
I agree.
struggling that with that for so many years.
Fully. I mean, we've always said young side, young side. I think that needs to stop at some point. It's been the thing for 10 years now. It's not always a young side. What happened to all those experienced players you had? They were good players we had, but nowhere to be seen now. That's their biggest problem. But I also think a change that came out of the blue was all of a sudden this captaincy being changed, sacking Dasun Shanaka, giving Kusal Mendis and Vanidu Hasaranga the captaincy. Firstly, I don't understand the split captaincy. Limited overs, you have one captain in my view. And their captaincy was all over the place in this series. There were some howlers,
Yeah, Samir,
Angelo
agreed.
Matthews. He hasn't played T20s for 3 years and he's bowling the last over of a match and we lost the match because of that poor captaincy.
Exactly, Samir. That was the lack of thinking. Bowling someone like Angelo Matthews in the last over. See, he's not a death over specialist, Samir. I would say he's good to bowl at the very start. At the power plays, he would get you wickets. He would get you
Exactly.
wickets because I
Remember, he did that in the World
have
Cup. He did that in the World Cup. He came
yeah
on the first game, he took 2 wickets. That's how you
two
use
wickets.
Angelo
Correct,
Matthews. He's
correct.
your first
And
10 overs bowler.
yeah, and he did this at the 2009 World Cup as well. 2009
Exactly.
T20 World Cup.
Yes.
He used to open the bowling. So
Exactly.
he, he's a slow bowler, Samir. So
Yeah.
he's not the option for death bowling. That
Hmm.
was uh, a captaincy error, which was very wrong. And also, I feel that Angelo Matthews were bowling absolute dollies, and Luke Jongwei and Clay Marande were just hitting the ball out of the park. It was just easy pickings for them.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't personally blame Matthews for that. I don't think he even expected by any stretch of his imagination he'll be bowling the 20th over of an innings. After 3 years coming back into the side, Dasun Shanaka had another over left. I would have gone for Dasun Shanaka there. But, I
Yeah,
think a lot of things to be addressed. Not only the batting, we need to look at the
so,
captaincy. We need to back the certain players. Now, on the other side, a bit about Zimbabwe. How do you think they fared in this series and what's next for them?
Samir, Zimbabwe. Well, a team which plays very well. Okay, I know they are not playing the 2024 World Cup, the ICC T20 World Cup. They missed out on the 2023 World Cup. Start of a tournament, they play good cricket, but when it comes to that crucial moment, they messed up. Yeah, even you see in the second ODI, they kept things under control and the game was in their hand and they bowled well. But it's those last few moments where they just let the games slip away. Even in
Hmm.
the first T20, they would have almost won it. It was just, I would say, it was just unlucky for them that the fielders were not in the right place. Fielders were not in the right place. Yeah,
Is it a lack of
uh,
experience?
that's the
Because when I look at that side, yes, they've been around for a while. Some of the players, your Sikandar Razas, Craig Vines, Blessing Muzarbanis, they've been around for a while, and so have the other few of the other players. But I think they're lacking proper international top side match exposure. I think, a lot of your players, they've played against Netherlands, Scotland, Uganda. You play against those nations, but
Yes.
only a few handful, Raza, Irvine, Muzarbani, have actually played against good sides. And I think that showed, because you need to be clinical when you're playing against the top sides, don't you?
I would say that Raza, Irvin, Muzarabani, Ryan Burl, Richard Engrava, these guys have been there for a while. And I also feel the youngsters are lacking experience. Players like Kamunu Kave, I feel he's not the man for international cricket. Have you seen the dismissal? He's not an opening batsman. Uh, to put it to put it out, he's useless. Useless. He's not an opening batsman. I'm sorry, but I'm talking the truth. He's not an opening batsman. So Zimbabwe have to work out on their opening batsman. And also they need to be smart when it comes to crucial things. Yes, they played excellent cricket in the second T20, and they need to take control of the game when they have already taken control. Okay, when they put a team which is 27 for 4, at that moment you think and okay, you think and see, okay, we got to bowl out this team under 100. Yeah, but they just let it slip when it comes to crucial moments. They just let it slip. This is what happened in the T20 World Cup. This is what happened in the T20 World Cup qualifier, which is played in Namibia, and also in the World Cup qualifiers, which they played in Zimbabwe. This is the same thing which happened in 2018 as well. They came into the tournament as favorite, and they kept everyone's hopes very high. They played some excellent cricket, and they mess up at the most crucial moment. Yeah.
No, I
This is
think
where the
that's true.
cricketing smarts should come into their mind.
Though I think that will come, once they play against better sides, when they continuously play against the top sides, I think you'll find them being more clinical in the way they play. And I think that
Yeah,
slowly, once they get more exposure, that will show. So, I mean, I really do hope they get the opportunity to play more series against better sides. And we'll see
exactly.
where they go. I think it's a good team overall. And I think their fast bowling
Yes,
lineup is pretty good, especially. So a bit
yes,
on that, I
Samir.
think.
Yeah, Richard Engrava and Blessing Muzarabani, they have been exceptional for Zimbabwe. They have been bowling very well. So if they keep continuing to perform and take wickets, then Zimbabwe's fast bowling lineup is sorted, right? And Zimbabwe also has problems in the top order, and they can't depend all the time on Sikandar Raza.
True.
Raza, Irvin will be there for another 2 or 3 years. So after Raza and Irvin goes, they have to have players who will win you matches, who will there should be like to like replacements. But there's a
True.
future star coming up, a future star rising from Zimbabwe, which is Brian Bennett. Uh, he played a fantastic innings in the third T20. Man, it was clinical hitting, lovely to watch the way he batted, hitting the ball middle of the bat. Um, Timing was perfection. He's a future star to watch. Reminds me a bit of Brendan Taylor, the way he plays.
Yeah. And it's, I think Zimbabwe is going through a bit of an evolution. They need to find replacement for Masakadza, for Taylor,
Exactly.
and they'll get there eventually. But I think
Yes,
what we've
Samir.
seen is a good series with some good competitive cricket. Sri Lanka got over the line in the end. Maybe not as convincingly as they would have liked, but nonetheless a win. Now Sri Lanka have got the series against Afghanistan coming up. So let's see how that one goes. And for the viewers, join us in our next video.